have a secret, but it's gonna be okay. Let me give you a clue. Did you see it? Let me give you one more. So I literally just booked a trip, drum roll please, for literally next week. I told you, don't panic. Today, I'm taking you with me on planning a trip to Disney World in less than 2 weeks. From finding cheap flights, booking and saving money on your resort, planning and reserving your days in the parks, ordering groceries, some of my favorite summer essentials while being in that Florida heat, and the days leading up to our travel day. So if we have not met yet, my name is Andrea. I have a 3-year-old named Annie, which is why I'm outside. She's playing on the play set, and we're just doing 2 things at once. And then I have my husband, Tyler. We love going to Disney, and I love sharing with you guys all the Disney trips, the vlogs, the tips, all the things on here. So do me a favor really quick, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into this vlog because we don't have much time left. Let's get to planning. So welcome to my backyard. We're just gonna dive into this thing, and I love the sun, so we're gonna plan out here in the sun because it's very good therapy. On this video, I am going to use my 7-day calendar. I know a lot of you all loved it on my last planning video, so we're gonna use that. Even though this trip is going to be one of our shorter trips, we're gonna still use it, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. So with this surprise trip, because I have not told anyone, only my YouTube members know that this trip is coming. I have not announced it on Instagram. I have not told anybody on Facebook, another YouTube video. Like, this is the surprise trip for myself as well. Another thing that's really, really exciting is that Tyler is coming with us on this trip. So he doesn't get to go on as many trips with Annie and I because simply he just does not get that many PTO days as that I do. So we're very, very excited. So let's go ahead and throw up the planner that I have made. We are actually leaving on a Friday and coming back on a Monday. So a kind of a long weekend trip from a Friday to a Monday, and we are so excited. So let's go ahead and jump in on our details on what I did for the resort and how to save money for you guys. Annie, what are you looking for? What's going on? Did you want to say hi to our friends?
Hi.
Hi. Anything else you'd like to say? What would you like to say?
Welcome back to this channel.
Oh, she'd like to welcome you back to the channel.
You want to come to Disney with us?
So they definitely should come to Disney World with us. And how can they come to Disney World with us, Annie? By subscribing?
Yeah.
Should they subscribe to the channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Annie thinks she should. So
And
that
go
means
on a plane.
and go to the plane with us. So on our travel day. So first things first, you have to have somewhere to sleep, right? When you go to Disney. So I ran to my travel agent. I will always advocate that every single person needs a travel agent. They are so helpful, so timely, and they're free. I'm not a travel agent, so I have nothing in on this. I don't get money from advertising travel agents out there, but they are so daggone helpful. I even book with a travel agent myself. I can put my travel agent in the description and a few of my friends that are also travel agents, but their services are free. So why would you not use a service that is free? Thank you. And they keep their eyes on the prices. They keep their eyes out for reservations. They can give you as much help as you want or as little help as you want. I have booked with the same travel agent for the last 3 years. And as much as we go to Disney World, she is still extremely helpful. So finding really great deals, she can get your reservations for you, book anything that you need. And it's just an extra while you're at Disney World. There's even been a time where there was a really hard to get dining reservation, and I'm in the middle of Magic Kingdom, and she's like, hey, by the way, I got your, I think it was Cinderella's Royal Table reservation or a Riviera, something really, really hard to get. So get a travel agent. So I ran to my travel agent and this is what I got. So because of this trip being really, really short, I knew I wanted to have an additional mode of transportation other than the buses. So either the Skyliner or the monorail or a ferry. And I wanted it to be like in a central location and a resort that we have not yet stayed at. So I got onto the Disney website and I started looking for some places to stay that were available because the weekend that we are going is very busy. So I started looking at some options, and it looked as though, to me, in my perspective, that I was going to have to just pay straight up rack rate. So there's many times that they have a lot of promotions, whether it being like a Disney and resort package, or if you're an annual pass holder, you can get a discount with that. So I was like, you know what? I want to stay at Caribbean because, one, it does not have an elevator, and Tyler's going on this trip. So even though if I did request to have a ground floor level room, and I did not get it because it is simply just a request, does not mean it's guaranteed that Tyler would be able to help me with the stroller going up and down the stairs. I know it's helpful, but I just figured, let's just knock Caribbean Beach off the list because I have been reserved with that resort for a long time. Plus, I love the atmosphere. It's right beside Riviera. We love staying at Riviera. Their food is fantastic. So if we are to get a room that is close to Riviera, we would be able to partake in their amenities in addition to their Skyliner. Or if we were closer to the actual hub of the Skyliner, which is Caribbean Beach, we would be able to do that. So kind of like a dual option, even though it is a large piece of property. So I reached out to my girl, Sarah, who is my travel agent, and I said, this is the dates, this is where we want to go. These are the people that are coming. And she comes back to me and says, this is your price, this is what it is to reserve it, and this is going to be the total before check-in. Now, if you are doing like a package with your room and the park tickets, you just have to have a $200 deposit, and then you've got to have it all paid off before 30 days. If you're just paying for a room like we are because we're annual pass holders, you just pay for one night to reserve it, and then it all has to be paid by check-in. So there's two different options with your payments and what the deposit is, etc. But again, if you have a travel agent, they're going to be able to lay out all of that for you. Now, here is the place where your travel agent is going to be the best at saving you money, because I had overseen a promotion that was running and it was just simply not showing it up on my end. So when she wrote me the total, I was like, holy smokes, like that's a lot cheaper. And she's like, oh, I got you a discount. Again, it just makes sure that somebody else has eyes on the price. And if you are to book with a travel agent far out in advance and there's a promotion that drops on, they can fix that for you, which is super duper awesome. Another way that we can save money on resorts, and what we're not doing it on this trip, we've done it in the past and we are doing it in the future, is renting DVC points. I know it could possibly be a little scary and it's like saves you so much stinking money. It's ridiculous, like 40 to 60% off Deluxe resort. So I know we've stayed at like Saratoga Springs for like a week for $1,000. Like that's a Deluxe resort. That's amazing. We've stayed at the Riviera, the Grand Floridian. Like these prices are so much better than what is going to be rack rate through Disney. So make sure to go to my description and click the link below in the DVC rentals and look at even browsing reservations, because some of those could possibly be on sale. Or you can go in and see specific dates and specific resorts that are available to you that you can rent those DVC points and get it for such a beautiful price. Now, if you have any questions about it, just drop them in the comments and I can specifically answer any questions or concerns that you have. But 40 to 60% off of Deluxe resorts is incredible and I absolutely love it. Now let me give you some options for flying. Now I know that I have some friends out there that love the drive, but just simply we live in Kentucky and it is a long stinking drive. Annie can even last an hour driving north to like Lexington or Cincinnati. Like it's just not a thing for us. So flying is just always the thing. Now we have flown Delta for years. We're gold members. I love Delta. Free luggage for us. It's amazing. I love my Sky Miles, but what just stinks is that we do not have a direct flight using Delta all the way to Orlando. And especially whenever it's Annie and I, God, she's got a water gun, I'm actually scared. Especially whenever it's just Annie and I, it just gets really monotonous. And even with Tyler going to us, we have to fly through Atlanta and it just takes a really, really long time to get to our destination. So on our last trip, we flew Allegiant for the very first time, and it does not fly into MCO. It flies into Sanford, and I was a little scared about it. But one, I loved the price, and two, I loved the direct flight straight to Orlando. So Sanford is actually a little northeast of the city of Orlando. So it's taking about 30 more minutes than it would flying into MCO. But from a time perspective, us having to fly to Atlanta, have a small layover, in the best case scenario, having a layover of 45 minutes, it still adds on like 3, maybe 4 hours, possibly, depending on the circumstances of just a travel day. And it's absolutely exhausting by the time you even get to Disney World. So let's say we had a 6 a.m. flight. We wouldn't get to our room until like 2 p.m. and we're just in Kentucky. Like, it's crazy. So the Allegiant flight this last trip just won me over. No, it does not have the bells and whistles. And no, it does not go into MCO, but Sanford is just fine. And so we are, again, flying Allegiant. It's going to be Tyler's first time flying direct. And I think that he's also going to be sold on that. So it's really, really great prices. And if you're just flying with a small child, like if it's you and a small child, they legally cannot separate you. So you don't even have to pay for the seat assignment. We did have to pay for the seat assignment because it's Tyler, me, and Annie. We would prefer to be all together, but I think it was like $19, and $1. So totally doable. And it was cheaper than flying with Delta anyway, because it is a last minute flight. So super awesome. Now, the downside is right now in the summer, Allegiant is flying almost every single day to and from our airport and to Orlando. Now, come November, when I just booked our Christmas trip, then we are very limited because they only want to fly certain days. So you'll have to take that into consideration. But I'm loving Allegiant, and also make sure to subscribe because I definitely want to share with you guys what it's like flying into other airports other than just MCO. And so on a travel day, I'll really, really expand on what is it like flying in to Sanford or flying a budget airline, and we'll really, really focus in on what it looks like in case you do not want to fly into MCO and or it's just not an option for you. So back to that planning calendar that I mentioned before. Now we've got our days that we're going to be staying at the Caribbean and what days we're flying. So obviously that's going to be the same days, but we'll pop those up on there so you can kind of have a really nice visual. If you're like me, I like a visual, I like pictures, and it's a little bit fun. So now we've arrived at Disney. What are we going to do for our first day? Because we have the rest of the day. So what we will probably do is just have a resort day and really take advantage of the resort, maybe Riviera, depending on where we're staying. I don't know. You'll have to see, and we'll have to see. But we're just going to go in with and just kind of go with the flow on our first day. Definitely the pool because it's going to be hot. And maybe of the evening, hop into Epcot because you can Skyliner over to the Epcot or a quick trip over to Hollywood Studios. But let's throw up on the next day of our first full day. I do have a reservation for Hollywood Studios. So let's talk about our Disney plans for our 2 full days at Disney World. We are entering Hollywood Studios for our first full day, and I have already made the reservation to Hollywood Studios. Now, on my last planning video, I did have a few questions about, I thought reservations went away. Now, they did for certain park tickets. Now, for annual pass holders and certain non-date-based tickets, you still do have to make a reservation. And then a little caveat right there, annual pass holders, we do have good-to-go days, but they are very far between. There's not many of them. So you still do need to make a reservation if you're an annual pass holder or you do not have a date-based ticket. But again, it goes back to having that travel agent. They're going to be able to walk you through all of those steps and get those park reservations for you, and or I am here to help. So let me walk you through that. So I'll go ahead and pop up on the screen how to make a park reservation. So you're simply going to go to your My Disney Experience app, and then you're going to push the plus bottom at the very bottom of your screen. You're going to say make or modify park reservation, and it's going to load up for you, and then make or modify theme park reservations, and click that. And then if you're not an annual pass holder, you're going to simply click make a park reservation, but we are an annual pass holder with a hotel reservation, so I'm going to click what applies to me. So I'm going to simply click whichever reservation that I have going on for this particular trip, and then I'm just going to go down to continue and click the people that are coming with us on this trip. Going to hit continue. And then my dates are going to be highlighted. So on this screen, you'll see that I have already made park reservations for the 6th and the 7th. So you just simply click on whatever date you want, and then, oh, did you get a little snackety snack?
Yeah.
Yeah? You'll click on whichever park that you're wanting to reserve for that day. Now, with Park Hopper, if you have a qualifying Park Hopper ticket or you are an annual pass holder, you can Park Hop now, and you'll continue to make these park reservations until you're done. So you'll go back to whatever date is next. So for us, it would have been the 6th because we have 2 full days. And I chose Magic Kingdom. Did I say Epcot earlier? I don't remember. But we're going to Magic Kingdom on our 2nd day because we still have to ride Tiana. Have to. And Tyler corrected me the other day because I said, we have to ride Splash Mountain. He said, that's not a thing. So somebody correct him next time when he's like, I'm not a Disney dad, because he knows more about Disney than most women and kids. Speaking about reservations, I will throw in there that we do have one dining reservation. Sometimes I go to Disney World without any dining reservations, and I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. But with Tyler going with us, we always go to the Boathouse. That is our family restaurant. We love it. We loved it before it was cool and the dining reservations were almost impossible to get. So I did snag the Boathouse thanks to our friends over at Mouse Dining. They are always helping me be successful with grabbing reservations. They helped me get 1900 Park Fair, which is a really hard one to get. Last trip, they've helped me get Ohana, Cinderella's Royal Table, like all the hard to get restaurants, like even the Fantasmic dining packages. Also recommend that you do that if you hate standing in lines. They are so helpful. So make sure that you get Mouse Dining so they can help you get whatever reservations that you're truly wanting for your trip. But again, you can make those reservations for dining 60 days out in advance, or if you're like me and you like to do crazy things, you can do it a week in advance. Grab your dining reservations if you are interested in eating at a sit-down restaurant. And sometimes when you're there on a weekend and or a holiday weekend for that matter, it can be hard to get on wait lists. So sometimes we like to just, again, go wild and go all out and don't have any plans, but sometimes we will have a little bit of a plan. Now let's talk about groceries / saving a little bit of extra money while you're at Disney World, because we all like to save money. And if you don't, what's it feel like being rich? We like to make sure that we have purchased water and have it delivered to our room. Some little snackety snacks for Annie because she's 3, and even us, some snacks that we can go back to the room and, you know, put our hands in or chill at night and watch a movie in bed. Some energy drinks, if that's a thing for you. Get the refillable mugs because 1, they're fun and it's a free souvenir, free girl math. And it's refillable for the entire time that you're there. I'm almost positive, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like 14 days, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, that those will work while you're at your stay. Now, our last trip, we were at a split stay where I showed all of you guys an example of a moderate resort, a value resort, and a deluxe resort all in 1 week's time. And all of those refillable mugs were able to be transferred over to any Disney resort. So that was really awesome. And I feel like it was pretty inexpensive, especially with Annie. And if they want to try a drink and they don't like it, and just pour it out and try a new drink, especially with those ones where they've got like a million different flavors and a different million concoctions, and you can make whatever drink that you want. It's also fun. So anyway, I do like the refillable mugs, but It can help you out with even bringing snacks into the park or lunches into the park. I've brought coolers into the park before. That is very, very helpful if you're on a budget. So keep in mind, do an Amazon delivery. I've done Kroger delivery. So let me pop up on the screen and I'll do that for you really, really quick. Now, you can only place the order 2 days in advance. So if you want to go ahead and grab your items before they go out of stock, you can do it 2 days in advance. Pick your spot, but you cannot do it any time before 2 days before your arrival or before the delivery, I suppose. Now, even though you've placed your order, does not mean that you can't edit it up until it's being fulfilled. So don't be scared just because you're doing it 2 days out in advance that what is done, because it's not. You can edit it. And so again, let me pop that up on the screen for you and I'll show you how to do an Amazon order. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am on my Amazon Fresh on my app, and at the very top it says deliver to guest Orlando. So make sure that your address is the resort. So just go to your My Disney Experience app, go to your future plans and your view details, scroll all the way to the bottom of your hotel's details, and it'll tell the actual address. So make sure that that address is in your Amazon Fresh. And then you can click that delivery time when you would like for it to be delivered. I'm not going to put that up on the screen because it shows my home address and then it would get really weird out here. But so you're just simply going to make an order like you would like your normal grocery store at home, or if you have Amazon Fresh being able to deliver to your home, lucky you. But let me show you a few of our things. So we do our water. Oops, if I could spell water. We actually do a 24 pack. In addition to, we will do a gallon size because we like to bring our stainless steel water bottles into the park. For one, they hold more water, and for two, they're a lot easier to put on our clips that are hanging from our stroller handle. So we'll do that. So I'll do water gallon. And then also it shows the things that I've purchased in the past. So it's a lot easier. It'll show you at the top what you've liked, I guess, the best. And let's do some snackety snacks. So Annie loves these yogurt smoothies when we're at Disney. So I'll add those on there. And you can see that I bought those the last time. And we always win with chips. Kids just love chips. I don't know why. But you can see that I've got the chips on there. And then myself and my husband will need some caffeine. So let's go ahead and add some Celsius on there. That is our caffeine of choice. All right, so I'm gonna add our Celsius, and then I'm simply just gonna go down to our cart. Now the delivery fee varies with how much you're ordering. So is it worth it for you? Maybe, maybe it's not. So at the top you can see Amazon Fresh subtotal, it's like $30-ish, add $22, and then your delivery would be $6.95. So it's up to you what you think is best, but I feel like it's still cheaper even though I am paying for the delivery. In addition to, so whenever you have arrived to your resort, it is finally Disney Day and your groceries have been delivered. So you can do two things to get it up to your room. One, you can call Bell Services and they can have it delivered up to your room for a charge of $6. Or you can simply go down there and get it yourself. Like I have 5 things. Like, let's go down there and save the $6. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. I have done both. So that is how you're going to get it up to your room. Or there's a third option. Forgot about that. So whenever you check in and your groceries are already delivered there, you can just tell your Bell Services, hey, here's my luggage that you've been holding on to. I also have an Amazon Fresh order. If you could deliver them all at once, you could do that. So you don't necessarily have to call Bell Services, but it's going to get to your room, and that is what is important. Let's go ahead and jump into all of my summer essentials and how to combat that Disney summer heat. It's wild out there. Let's start off with protecting our skin because nobody wants to start off their vacation with burnt skin. You're in that sun all day long, at the parks, at the pool, what have you. So let's protect our skin. Let me show you some of my favorites, especially with kiddos. Here is the Solar Buddy. Now, this thing is so popular right now, and it is extremely efficient for your younger kiddos. Like, this was amazing for Annie when she was like infancy. up until recently. So let me show you my favorite hack or tip, I guess, in applying sunscreen for your littles. Example A, like Annie can even put the Solar Buddy on and use it herself and show our friends and putting the sunscreen on herself. Like, it is super, super easy for her. Perfect? No, but at least we're not fighting. Can I hear an amen? Like, not fighting over sunscreen. But this is my personal favorite as a mom with applying sunscreen. So I use the Bare Republic sunscreen. It's a 50, and I simply just spray it on. This is one of the sunscreens that don't have all the ick and the chemicals in it. It is have the mineral oxide in it. And then once that's sprayed, I rub it. So these things are so stinking soft. So this is the body one, and this one is the face one. Honest to God, this is more efficient for me in ensuring that she has zero red spots that we've missed on her, and she actually takes this fairly well. I will say the win for this is the face. We apply sunscreen a lot better on her face with this combo. Now, we've also used both at the same time, the Solar Buddy and this little get up, but I'm starting to really love this. With the Solar Buddy, you just simply take the yellow part off and just put a lot of sunscreen in there. So I don't even have to bring a bottle of sunscreen with us. It's gonna last us the entire week. And I use the Aveeno, again, the mineral oxide in that. And then I also love the Pipette sunscreen, but that is not waterproof. So you're gonna have to be really careful with choosing your sunscreens and ensuring that if they're gonna be in water, that it's waterproof. But if they're gonna be in the parks, Pipette would be an amazing choice, and that's what we use. Again, with combating the summer heat, aren't these the cutest fans ever? Now, I love these. We have used them from like day one with going to Disney with littles. She has used this. It's got these little clips on the back. She's used this even personally for herself. We have not had a chopped finger, no hair pulled yet. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but so far, these have been wins for us, and they're really small, so we can put these in our stroller caddy and bring them along with us, put them in my fanny pack, and it's super convenient. Tyler uses them, Annie uses them, and I use them. Another fan that is a must is a neck fan. These things, even Annie uses. Again, it does not catch our hair, and it really creates a really nice fan all the way around your neck and keeps you cool. So I have also used this combo where you've got the handheld and this, because it's just daggone hot. Feels good, huh? Yeah. And another option for fans would be this. So I know it's for strollers. We have used this from, again, day one with Annie going to Disney World, but this thing can stand up on the table. So let's say that you've brought your snacks and your lunch into the parks and you want to have a little picnic. So you can put this on the table, or if you're in the hub at Magic Kingdom, you can just strap this around a part of your stroller and make sure that it is like near their face, even if they're on the ground or if they are in the stroller right there. So there's many options, or you can just hold it. So this is another great option for you that could be a stationary type of fan and create some sort of circulation for you. Everybody needs some cooling towels. So you're just simply just going to put these in water. There's water everywhere all over Disney World. Do a little Alabama, or no, is it Steelers? Who does the towel swing? Get that whipping and then just put it around or on your head or whatever you need. This is going to be a really great thing for you to do that's going to cool you down fast. Now, you can't forget some chapstick with an SPF because you don't want your lips to burn either. So I do use this Super Goop. I do not have the colored, I just have the clear. So you just simply put it on and it's pretty stinking awesome. Annie uses it as well, and highly recommend. Now, you're thinking, Andrea, what are you putting all of this in? Watch my pack with me. You'll know that I love packing cubes. I brought one of these packing cubes out here with me. This does come in a 4 set off of Amazon, and I do believe that it's pretty inexpensive. But I do put all of my sunscreens or anything that has to do with protecting our skin, lip balms, applicators in here. And it's as simple as putting it in the bottom of your stroller when you're going into the park. If you are standing there waiting for rope drop, that would be a great time to apply your sunscreen again if you hadn't before you put their clothes on, before you headed out for the day initially. But this is a great thing for you to just put in the bottom of the stroller. Now the size is also great if you just needed to go ahead and just put it under the armpit like all of us moms do. We just put everything underneath the armpit and go. So this is a great size. I've used this a ton and I can definitely say that this is a necessity. It keeps me really organized. We all know that you have to stay hydrated in the Disney or in Florida in general. So something that we love to get are like frozen drinks or like cold drinks while we're in there. Like from Joffrey's, like they have this lemonade blueberry something of goodness. Or if you just want a Joffrey's iced coffee, those are also amazing. But I hate the cardboard straws. Now I know that we're trying to be environmentally friendly and all that, which is great, but we also bring reusable straws and they are a win and I love them. So you can use them whether you're using your cold drink or you're in dining at the Boathouse or Hollywood and Vine, wherever you are. You can bring these along with you and they come with these little cases and they're like a silicone, so they can be reused. They're easy to wash and clean out, and you just put this in here and you are good to go. This is the great size, so you can just throw it in your fanny pack or your side sling of your stroller, whatever, and they are also a win and super, super helpful when you're in the Disney park. So now I've shared with you guys the secret and we have this planning underway. I feel good. I think we're gonna be just fine. The important thing is we have a place to stay. We're gonna be able to get there and there will be food and water somewhere along the way. And I have an amazing travel agent that is there to answer any questions that I have once I'm there or in between here and the travel day. So that's really exciting. So also make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I know you're gonna wanna come along with us as flying into a different airport other than MCO or just simply flying as a family with a little. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be well on our way. Come along with us and I can't wait to see you on the next one. See ya. Bye.